Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to our Subscriber Game Tournament Season 2 as we continue with our Round 2 matchup in Group 3 between Vermilion Bird in the green versus Will Be Deed in the red. So for the first match here, we have Vermilion Bird attacking and Will Be Deed defending. And looking at the draft, we have Liu Chong, Xu Huang, and Guo Jia for Vermilion Bird. And the unit choices are pretty standard. We have a mix of cavalry for Liu Chong, including one of his range peacekeepers, and one cheap militia shot cavalry and one cheap militia melee cavalry. Then for Xu Huang, we have 6 units of the Qingzhou assault infantry for their damage, the shields counter any range attack, which is much more common in siege battles. Then for Guo Jia, we have a rank 10 trebuchet, as well as 4 Qingzhou units and 1 Onyx Dragons for range attack. So a pretty well-rounded force with a lot of Qingzhou unit to reduce the cost, since the attacking side has to go with the trebuchet here. Now I don't think they have to go with the trebuchet, since those 2 siege weapons can be utilized with the siege tower and the ram, and you could get around using the trebuchet, but if you do bring one, you have to save money elsewhere, and the Qingzhou unit are great for that. Then looking at Will Be Deed's army, we have Yuan Shao, He Yi, and Wu Tugu. Interesting choice of general, focused on infantry, because He Yi has a lot of passive infantry boost, and Yuan Shao can provide most units with enough morale to make them unbreakable. Wu Tugu has the Fury ability, which also provides some small boost to the units around him as well, so a lot of passive buff around these 3 generals. And looking at the unit, we have 2 crossbowmen on Yuan Shao, which is an interesting choice since they can be recruited on commanders, but with less ammo. They are upgraded nicely. Then 2 Youxia, which are unbreakable infantry to help hold the street for He Yi. And then finally, we have 3 of the Javelin Spear Guard, which are good general killers in a sense with their javelin. If it hits, it's going to be a lot of damage. 2 Nanzhong Axe unit, I think Nanzhong Champions. They have great shield breaking ability. They have the 50% health rage, I believe, that increases their attack speed. And finally, 1 elephant, a war elephant, to help clear units off the streets, which I think is how it's going to be utilized. Now let's pop into game and see how the deployment actually goes and see how the battle plays out. And taking a look at the deployment here, we have a pretty wide attack by Vermilion Bird here, directly into the side of the wall with 2 bastions for both of the siege weapons. That is very strange. If we look at the range indicators, certainly he's pressed up right outside of the range, but it's still a weird place to opt into this attack, because you're going into so many points that you have to take out, including these, which are very difficult to take out. And I don't think he brought anything that can turtle, so there's nothing to grab aggro. Perhaps he wants to use his melee cav to do it, but they're right here in the forest. I also don't understand why hide these units, because they can't really threaten anything. For them to get inside, they have to dismount and climb, and that's not really what you want to do with them. So that's a bit odd. The generals are in the front to go potentially harass. The units are waiting behind the barricades, as he has blocked up pretty much all the entryway, so even once you're inside, the Onyx Dragon have to do tremendous fire damage, or perhaps the Qingzhou unit can do the Raider ability and burn down these barricades, which will take time and give these crossbows some free firing time. The bridge is the other entryway, which is blocked, and the other way is a really long-winded entry here, which he can pull back in time for. Perhaps this barricade is not needed to open up some more routes for the units to pull back, as they have to go here right now, but overall, it's a very ambitious attack that I'm not sure how he can pull off. Perhaps he's going to use the ram, but even then, if you don't want to get shot by all these towers and siege weapons, maybe having a general push it might be better. We'll see. We'll see how he approached this. The generals run out. Everyone's charging. What is this? To climb the walls? There's no gaps. He's abandoned the siege weapons. Suicidal Qingzhou unit charge? Ah, and... Okay, so the range indicator. I think we can pause this real quick. The range indicator is misleading because of elevation for both sides. They're both elevated. These are elevated on the wall. You can kind of tell their range, right? It's not being displayed by these because they have the same range, right? So if your trebuchet can hit to here, their trebuchet can hit to here. Wow. Yeah, for those who have never played the campaign siege battle where the enemy have a trebuchet, it's deadly accurate. If you're ever in a trebuchet duel with them, they will snipe your trebuchet easily. But this is a ambitious charge. I have no idea what's going on. Xu Hong can maybe roar and get rid of it. But you also can't roar unless you're in combat, right? Yeah, so there's nothing for him to fight, so you can't roar. You need a special roar. So either Sun Ce, Zhang Fei, or Wen Chou, who can activate without... Look at the accuracy. He's ready nail 2 and then burn the crew of the 3rd. And they routed before cracking the wall. And these units are still sitting here. He's trying to burn off the crew there. But these towers... Everyone's just gonna climb? Maybe have one climb and try to capture a gate or something? I mean, with the generals here, sure, it's gonna be difficult, but only Wu Tugu have one smash ability with a... But I guess there's not... I mean, reman the trebuchet. They're bounced back. Shoot them down and then reman it and pop the wall and then go for it? Because this feels like a suicide mission. He's just burning the town? The raider ability can do that once they're in. Kill the crew. Kill this group. I guess the infantry can do it, but they should be pulling back. I mean, this is wild, but like, sure, you don't lose that many men. He's not getting everyone to climb, but they're getting picked off pretty rapidly by these towers. Are they being told to go kill them? No. They're just hanging out and getting shot by the side. Someone kill this. Oh, look at the angle on that shot. Now the crossbow goes free firing. Now the fire is going to clear the barricade. Alright, they're knocked out. Maybe reman. There we go. Now he needs to push up to punish this, but he also can't push up too far because he didn't capture these towers. I don't know if he has time because he's getting pelted here. Maybe shift everyone to the left? Or is he just charging the whole way? Onyx Dragon's getting targeted because if he kills that, these towers are safe until the Qingzhou unit make direct contact. I mean, Liu Chong's ability is pretty good here, shooting down straight line. There we go. Trying to capture these towers. I mean, the cavalry can come in now, provide some range support. There we go, finally using ability to cover his infantry with the range. Should have done that in the beginning charge and then wait for the cooldown to do the next phase of the charge. There's no reason why they need to capture these. There's no interior firing angle here. Once you're in, you're in. Oh, there we go. He's targeting Yuan Shao here. Getting 3k damage is good. It's 1.6k, 4 shots. You got to take into consideration of the armor, which is 70% here. So it's like 30% for each hit, which is around 500. So if he hits all 4, yep, 2k-ish damage. Close enough. All these bonuses are kicking in. You can see all fronts, increasing armor, increasing melee evasion. immune to fatigue, the fury bonus, extra morale, the distant courage bonus. Yuan Shao is easily protected in a siege battle just because, you know, you hide behind your units on the street. The Javelin Spear Guard will get killed pretty quick. He's coming in for the slam. There is no any sort of Stifling Deluge. Roar doesn't work. You have Distant Courage. That's a waste. Just do the slam, get out. Oh, he's coming to respawn. Dismounted General. Axe versus Axe. Here comes He Yi as well. And I think he's just gonna get killed 2v1 here with all the enemy units fighting near him. We do have the late use of Wisdom of River. Okay, the infantry's rushing in, getting Xu Huan out just to save him. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go. Oh, he's charging right back in. I don't know about that. I mean, technically, he probably can't run too far with all the crossbow here. He's died. Liu Chong has pulled in and pulled out, as he should, because he's better far away. So they should just get the generals back. All the infantry they're just piling in here. The trebuchets are firing, but can't provide too much here. The cavalry has entered the fight, still getting shot right now. That has not charged. I don't know. We're just piling into this street with the elephant coming in. I was thinking about it. It's like, when is the elephant going to clear the street here? Oh, Liu Chong's ability. Wutugu getting picked off a couple times there. Not enough to kill him. They would need more time. I don't know if they have the time. I mean, I would patiently wait. Yeah, get the active and just back off for now. They got picked off from the tower. It's interesting because this is a corner tower. It actually shoots 360. It's curious how this unit didn't go try to capture this. Went all the way to the gate and then just left. Like, this one was ready extra work. Might as well get this one. I don't know what the generals could really do here. Wutugu is going to route. One more shot from Show of Force should do it. Or using his crossbow probably would do it too. The elephant has moved through and routed quite a few units as they continue to knock down units. Pretty straightforward. The few that activate Misplaced Devotion or still has it are returning decent damage to the elephant. But I think the elephant has done the job and killed the clump off for the most part. So the line can hold here. He still has Youxia, which are unbreakable to plug up this gap when he needs to. Right now he's just using, you know, Yuan Shao with his distant courage advantage. So all these units can sort of just have a lot of morale to fight off all these units. They're essentially unbreakable. Are they trying to... Why are they outside? Oh, they were chasing perhaps the unit? They were targeting that unit and they chased out? I mean, they never captured this one and they never captured this one, which I think are mistakes. And he's trying to push units up, which I don't know if that's going to work. They're not making any effort to loop around. This is open right now. Maybe those cavalries can provide a little bit of threat. I don't think it will do anything just because all the generals are alive and they can respond pretty fast. Like, perhaps the Liu can try to kite back and just wait for cooldowns, keep sniping slowly and slowly. All the cavalry's going out. They need to capture this one. Someone go get that. Guojia can go. Alright, the bridge assault has failed. Casualties, plenty on both sides, I think. Some of the Nanma unit died as well. Elephants, a couple bodies here or there. Another show of force. Sniping the poor elephants. Got two. Only count as 2 kills, buddy. I mean, he's getting swarmed by cavalry. He can't get out of this because he has no slam abilities, but he does have 2 sets of towers. 2 sets here still helping him. Yeah, it's just this one here and this one here. which might be enough. I still think Vermilion Bird has a chance if he just keep kiting with Liu Chong here, because there's nothing that can actually chase Liu Chong. So he has an infinite shot on the rest of the army, and the only fighting general left is Yuan Shao. So he needs to stay out of all fights right now and just wait for cooldown. That's the best he can do, and they should just be out here either helping capture the arrow towers or just come out real quick and kill He Yi with the unit. Like, staying here doesn't do them any good. He probably has Stormboric up again, just give it to these cavalry so they can finish off, or the tower's just going to pick them off, which is what's happening right now. Because He Yi can't beat these by himself, it's just the towers also coming in for damage. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. And Liu Chong's just wasting health fighting here. He needs to pull back and just wait for abilities, just keep kiting back. They're all infantry. Wu Tugu is gone. He needs to use his ability on He Yi here. Don't fight the elephant. They have bounced back. Can they get back in? Okay, they're gonna kill off the elephant. That tower is still shooting them. Now just kite away. Right? Okay, get out. Right. They can kite everyone infinitely. I would not leave the city, because entering back is almost impossible. Who's he shooting? Yuan Shao? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, because he's just gonna kite. That's his plan now, just kite away. The problem with these towers is they shoot inside, so like there's no real safe area. Guojia is not the guy. Guojia just becomes the target. Alright, the unit he sniped was killed, so that's good. Now just wait. They're fighting away from Yuan Shao, so... Oh, the javelins! The javelins! That chunked him. Oh, losing health. Dodge the last one. No, don't physically fight. Wait for ability. Have some patience. Infinite ability, you're very broken. Yeah, you're encouraging Yuan Shao to fight you, which is what you don't want. You want to stay at a distance and snipe him. That's suicide. And because fighting outside without taking the towers, He Yi actually won that fight, which he never should have won. And yeah, I think he's just throwing this. Like, the crazy charge at the wall was obviously not smart. He gave maximum value to the two free things the defense get, which are the two siege weapons. But even in that condition, he survived it. He got in. He captured a lot of unnecessary towers, but skipped on some very necessary ones. That one in particular. He's gonna finish it with a duel. And also this one. He got this tower and then just left that one alone, which is the only one that shoots inside. And then, you know, had his unit sniped off. There's a lot of misplays here. And, you know, bringing a general with infinite ability and the ability to kite in that situation. All he had to do is shoot Yuan Shao a couple times with his crossbow, which does decent armor piercing damage, and also just use ability on Yuan Shao from sitting behind, so that he's the only unit that can chase you at that point, and also have Guojia just dismount and capture those two towers, so the cavalry can beat He Yi. Then the rest of the unit have to helplessly chase a unit they can never catch, and every minute you can shoot a show of force at units until you kill all of them. And that's how you win this battle. So it's definitely winnable despite all the initial misplays, but now you get to die an honorable death of beheading by Yuan Shao. It was close, but obviously with the units around, even if he won this, yeah, it wouldn't have made a difference. Alrighty, I wouldn't say good game, but yeah, it was interesting. It was a lot of misplays with the general and tools he had, and let's see the numbers. Yuan Shao got the kill that counts, the finishing blow, pretty much maximum value you expect from crossbow, I mean, from siege battles, it's not hard to get max value out of your infantry as long as you have something to block the streets, which in this case, there were plenty of units to do that job. The elephant came in, cleared a couple of units out, which were very good. Not very good value on these. They clumped up, they had to climb walls, which made them fatigue. So obviously combat stats all down by the time they're inside the city. Bring a trebuchet, putting him way ahead of the range indicators, because you can tell how far their trebuchet can shoot by how far your trebuchets can shoot. So he definitely knew he was deploying within the range. Perhaps he just didn't think they're accurate. All Bastion siege weapons are extremely accurate. You just don't test them. It's better to fight away from them, or have some plan to kite out their ammo. If you're just trying to get into a shooting match with them, which he was not even trying to do, he was trying to get a hole in the wall, but he couldn't do it because just not fast enough. The wall bastion siege weapons are going to clear you out before then. And after that happened, the cavalry didn't really engage for a long time. This unit in particular that had a range capability to help out the crossbow counter shoot, because you're talking about a unit with 80% range block chance and 50% missile resistance with a crossbow to shoot back. Probably the best unit to enter first through the gate once the gate was captured, to trade fire with these two crossbow to waste some of their ammo, because they don't have that much ammo since they're placed on a commander. So if they did that exchange early on instead of piling every single infantry onto that bridge to get killed and eventually trampled by elephants, that would have been a lot better. Xu Huang going in there 1v, everyone. I thought his job was to run in, get a slam, and then get out. He ran in, got a roar, decided to dismount to fight two other dismounted generals. I think that was what doomed him. And then when he got out, he pulled him out. I mean, he was really low at the time, and I can see the rationale, if I run him back, maybe the crossbow targets him and he just gets killed. But he never should have gotten to that point. Stay on your horse. That's your Flame of the Phoenix general. It's there to help you clear these infantries, especially the ones that are clumped on the bridge. That's your way in past the bridge. And if the enemy general dismount, just back off and wait for show of force. That's the key. If you bring neutral here, you have a source of infinite damage, as long as you can keep distance. And there are no cavalry here. So once Wutu got traded away and He Yi was busy fighting outside, Ren Shao's not aggressive. Keep your distance, shoot him. Use your crossbow, use your show of force. Get him down to the point where even if he comes at you, you can beat him. And then you're unbreakable. So even if you have 5k health, you can keep distance from the rest of the infantry and just snipe, snipe, snipe until you win. So there was a method to win despite the early mishaps, but it just never happened. So we have Will Be D taking the win here in the first match of this best of 2, and we'll see if Vermilion Bird can redeem himself when he switched to defense and tie the series up, so that both of them will go to round 3 to play me. So we'll see you in the next match. Until then, bye.